Working with the team at JobRack has been amazing. The process is super seamless. It's been so easy. So I personally help out a lot with the recruiting and sort of screening when we have any new hires coming on. And it was just so nice to have JobRack take that recruiting aspect like out of my hands. So I'm Tista Wicklow. I'm the executive assistant at 2X. 2X is a business coaching and consulting company. Our team is growing a lot. We're bringing on new people every month. And something that we ran into is just how time consuming the recruiting process can be and how clunky it can be. And you're not always finding the candidates who are really excited about that job description and that role. They might just, be throwing their hat in the ring without really looking into the company, our culture. And our team is so important to us. Like we always want a world-class team. So finding those like A players that like those high level people, it's a challenge. So right now we were looking to grow our marketing team. We have some really strong teams in our fulfillment and our sales, and marketing is an area where we've run into some problems. We've all been spread a little bit too thin, trying to take on a lot of roles in marketing. So we were looking for some people who could come in and really help us with our systems, make sure that we are in place to be growing, since that's, an issue is just scaling, like that the team's not able to catch up to the level and pace that we're growing at. So we wanted people to work on our systems. We wanted people to be able to like really take ownership of, driving content and driving results with the content that we have. Because we have a ton of amazing content. We have all these resources. We didn't have anyone to really come in there and get their hands dirty and make sure that's getting used. And that's driving, leads and driving growth. Working with the team at JobRack has been amazing. The process is super seamless. It's been so easy. So I personally help out a lot with the recruiting and sort of screening when we have any new hires coming on. And it was just so nice to have JobRack take that recruiting aspect like out of my hands. It's just so hard. It's super time consuming. It's a little bit boring sometimes too. And it can be overwhelming that there's so many people. Like, how do you evaluate, the fit? How do you really discern between, this experience versus that experience? So having JobRack do that was incredible and just bring us these candidates who are already qualified, who were, not just qualified, but also really excited about our company specifically and our role specifically. That was been huge. They are really just taking over. One of our new hires, we actually with this role too. So we were originally just looking for one role specifically, and we got two amazing candidates. So we ended up splitting the role and bringing both people on because they were just so fantastic. We didn't want to let either one of them go. So they're both working in our marketing team to kind of help us just expand and to really get it into a machine. So like at 2X, we're always talking about like the machine, right? And our marketing just wasn't there. So they've gotten into creating systems for our content. That we're in a book launch right now, and they came into the middle of that and have been able to just like take ownership of different pieces to make sure that we are having a really successful book launch. And that's been really awesome to see. And they've just like improved everything, honestly. Like it's been so great to have them on the team. You should definitely go for it. I think a lot of people, especially if you haven't had a lot of experience hiring before, kind of underestimate the amount of time it takes to do a really thorough screening. And one problem that you'll run into is that, you're really frustrated because like, obviously you need this person for a reason, right? There's a gap on your team that you need to fill. So you're really anxious to just go ahead and just the first person it seems like an okay fit, just get them in, get them going, throw them in the deep end of your task list. And that's, setting that person up for failure. And that's also like in the long term, like you want someone who's going to be a great fit for your team. So taking that extra time to really do a proper screening process, to really look at a lot of applicants is so important. And JobRack is amazing because they take all of that off your plate. They're doing the screening for you. They're already like looking at all these candidates and giving you like the best of the best to bring onto your team. So that's huge. Just that time saved in that screening process and the recruiting process is so big.